It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
And boom, finally, show number 176 of this week's Flippinar. Got Renika here with me right now. Hopefully Adria will be here the next few minutes. So welcome to everyone. If you're not familiar with what we do here, we try to add value to answer your questions about real estate investing as a whole, but more of an emphasis on wholesaling real estate, which doesn't require any of your cash or credit to be used to actually do deals. So enough of that. Please like and share this. If we have 10 people watching, we should have 10 shares, 10 likes. If it's 1,000 likes, 1,000 shares. So what's going on, Renika?
It's All-Star Weekend in Atlanta.
Oh, that is, isn't it?
But everything is good. It's going to be an eventful weekend out here. But I would not be participating.
I'm about to say, even with COVID?
No, absolutely not. I would not be participating, but I wish everyone safety this weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree. That's what's up. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. If you would like to ask your questions live, you can go to flippinar.com. I think I added the link, flippinar.com. And you can join us live just by selecting the red button. And you'll get pushed to the front of the line. You can ask your questions on the actual live stream. So that's flippinar.com. If on YouTube, you can Facebook, you can see the ticker there that has the actual website address or whatever. So that puts you to the front of the line again. So let me see here. So TikTok, Instagram, we're live there also. Facebook, YouTube. Where else are we? Twitch, Periscope. So let's go to the first set of questions here. We got a lot of people already in here. My man Brian Scott is here. Who else is in here? Those are the only two that were just in here. There's Brian Scott and somebody named, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, Legalot. Seemed like they were having a conversation. So we'll go with the first person here, Anye Bledsoe. I think that's a regular. How do contracts work for both virtual wholesalers?
I think that's a good question. I think it's important to understand, regardless of what state you're in, the same contract applies. So it'll be the same contract you would do in your home state that you would do virtual. We still use the purchase and sales agreement with the assignment clause. For both parties, if you like, or you use the assignment contract, a purchase and contract with the original seller, and you can use the assignment contract if you like with your end buyer. But it's the same process no matter what state you're in.
Boom. Okay. All right. So see what else we got here. Questions, guys. Questions. Again, you can join us live by going to flippinar.com to get your questions answered on the live stream. Gets you pushed to the front of the line. So while we're still waiting on questions here, Renika, I'll let you just tell them about some of the services that you offer.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. My name is Renika Williams. I am the founder of a couple companies that we offer financial services. One thing we do here on the Flipman Show, we teach how to buy and sell real estate with absolutely no money or little to any money, but of course to scale up in this business. If you want to get to a point of doing your fix and flips, buy and hold, and really build that real estate portfolio, or you just need some extra money to start your marketing, to get the services that you need, to buy the mentorship that you need, to buy the signs that you need. That requires money, and you do not have to have your money. You can't use OPM, other people's money. You can leverage your credit using the bank's money. So what we do is provide creative financing options help you leverage your credit in order for you to offset some of those expenses to jumpstart your wholesale business, offset those expenses to start your fix and flip, your buy and hold. But we have those opportunities. And we also have fix and flip loans, new construction loans, and buy and hold loans as well. But if you're interested in financing, go to fundmynextdeal.com.
Boom. All right, we have Tamika Simone here, says, hey, Tyrone, I'm over here taking notes from Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, you next door, babe. I'm right here. I'm in the ham also, Tamika. That's what's up. I'm glad you joined us. Felicia Jones said, I need a copy of an Indiana contract for wholesaling. Well, we sort of just answered that. The contract that I give away, you can go to, well, a couple ways you can get it, but if you YouTube search Flipman 2021 contract, that video will explain how you can access it. I thought I had a banner for that. I guess I don't. But anyway, so that's the simple way you can get access to it, and it's free. Same contract I've been using since 2003, and many others have been all over the country since 2008. Is how long I've been giving it away. And just to follow up on Anya's question, it's really the simple thing you can do. Just treat, if you're on the seller side of it, meaning you have the contract with the seller, you treat your buyer, your wholesaler, like a buyer. You know what I'm saying? As far as the contracts or whatever. If you're on the buyer side of it, you treat your wholesaler that has the contract with the seller like a seller. So, you know, don't overthink it or whatever. You want to position yourself where you can ensure you can get paid or whatever. That's the main purpose or whatever. So, but yeah, Ada just stepped in, so it should get a lot better.
How the contract work be virtual? I mean, it work the same way. I mean, you send one of the purchase contract to the seller, which we use DocuSign and things of that nature. You can DocuSign it straight to the seller, and once you have that on the contract, you DocuSign the other one to, or send the other contract to your end buyer and create it like that. The key to virtual wholesaling is how you show properties virtual. I think that's one of the biggest pieces to virtual is showing those properties and having boots on the ground. But the contract piece is very easy. You can DocuSign to both parties.
Boom. There you go. All right. So let me see here. Who else we got? Okay. Rigo, the amigo. I didn't read the question from this door up here. Could you tell me what will happen at the title company? It's a gray area for me. Can my EMD be in cash? Well, no, it doesn't have to be in cash, because even if you don't have a bank account or anything, you can always go get a money order or whatever. So you really want a even though money can be paper, but you want like a some form of check, money order form of a trail, as you would say. Sometimes people will wire the money over too, but that's still like a paper trail versus just handing cash. They don't hand out cash for real in this business, right? I had a guy show up with cash money, all in 20s, 5s, 10s, 1s, few hundreds in the title. The lady at the time said, we can't accept. I just dropped my head like, Lord have mercy. His girlfriend just opened up a purse and started pulling out money. I was like, Lord. But anyway, we still close it. They just gave it all to me, and I went and got a cash check for it. But anyway, but yeah, to answer the question there. So I think Adria's ready to go now.
All right. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm running a little behind, but that's per usual. No. Oh, my gosh.
They say it's okay to eat on live. They call it mukbang or mukbang. So
that's why you've been doing it?
I did it once.
You did? And it was awful. Like a whole 3-course meal right there in front of the camera. Okay. So, and this is from TikTok, and it says, I bought a property, but the property has some semi trucks on it. how do I go about getting those trucks in my name?
They sold the trucks too?
Well, that's not clarified in the question, but they're on the property.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you need to clarify that. Everything on the property is yours now?
Right.
Okay, so that is King Josh Julio. Explain yourself. Okay, and just let us know. Let's see here. Hop and writing here. Tasa says, "I thank you." She must have been overthinking the process. Yes, Dow. Plenty of background noise with the, Fritos and the crunchy, and the nuts, so. Derek Miller says, when having a property under contract and you're not able to sell, how do you keep from losing your EMD? Well, you really don't. That's just consequences of not finding a buyer, correct?
I mean, you have a way to get out of and not losing your earnest money. And that's canceling your contract during that due diligence period. That's why it's important to, I mean, in some cases, you can't put a due diligence period in there. Some cases, some seller allows you to have that 10, 15, 20, 30-day due diligence. But that's what that due diligence period is, to protect your earnest money. So if you know you can't find a buyer, you want to cancel that contract or extend that due diligence period before it ends, so you're able to reap your earnest money if you're not able to close your deal. So.
Okay, Ty, any input?
Zero. She answered it.
Okay.
Your thing is about to fall right there. What? They're about to fall.
Oh, that's fine. Blow them off. 5-second rule. Okay. So Nate Christian says, I'm sending out texts to potential sellers. I've been using just my name. Is it wise to add my name in the text or not? I've heard both ways. And then I've heard of making up names if I'm working by myself. So do we go incognito? Do we go by a pseudonym? What do we do once you're sending out those texts to potential sellers?
Both work. Ideally, both work. I can't even say both work. If it's just going to be you, then yeah, just use your name. But in the future, you're going to have others doing. I would recommend just using just some basic names, because you may have different people doing it. You want to sort of like be consistent with it, whatever. So, but both work.
Yes, I'm Heather. Hi, Heather. Okay, so we have Jay Miles down here who has joined us to ask this question live. Jay Miles, make sure you go ahead and activate your camera so we can see you. As soon as I see you show your face, I will bring you on with us. Thank you for going to flippinar.com to join us and ask your questions. So TJ says, if you wholesale a property out of state, how does closing work in reference to you not being present?
I say that's simple. So, I mean, that's just an out-of-state closing. There's multiple ways you can do out-of-state closing. That's when the closing attorney will forward the closing documents over to you or to a notary or to a corresponding attorney in your state or where you are. It has to be notarized, however. And you'll sign off on it. That notary or that closing attorney will overnight, or yourself will overnight that package back to the attorney the next day, and you can close it that way. If you need to wire money, you wire money from where you are and write straight into the attorney bank account.
Boom.
Okay, there you have it. King Julio, you said he bought the property at an auction in Ohio. You still didn't clarify whether you now have ownership of everything on the property as well. I mean, that would be some fine print that you might want to do some research on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Denise Favors, hi, thank you for joining us. She says, I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. The tenant is paying $950 a month and wants to remain. It's valued at $85,000 and is off market, and the owner is asking $70,000. This is in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Do you think this is a good deal?
There you go, Renika.
So ARV 85 asking for 70, current tenant paying 950.
I do. Most importantly, when you buy condos, ask about the homeowner association. I like condos. I like townhomes. I like those communities. But a lot of times people steer away from them because of the homeowner association. Sometimes that's $200-300 a month. So check on that. But absolutely, I think that's a good cash flowing property. But check on that HOA dues, so you know all your expenses that you'll be paying every month.
Okay. Let's see here. Sticking with some questions on. Let's see if we have anybody talking to us on TikTok and Instagram. And the gentleman left. He just left the studio. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Dal says, how do I think he probably already answered that, but let's see here. How do I get a deal? It's not that easy cold calling. That's really broad like question. Like it's gonna be like, what are you doing? What is it that you're already doing? If cold calling doesn't seem to be your thing. What do you think, Renikia?
I mean, I would always suggest co-wholesaling, finding other wholesalers who may have deals and you have the buyer. So you maybe work on finding the money, and then work on finding other wholesalers who may have deals in your area. Always partnering with real groups. I'm really big on just networking in my backyard. I want to know who all the movers and shakers are. I want to know who are the wholesalers, who are really investing, who are the general contractors. And when you begin to build your network in your backyard, houses it's gonna just show up and just come to you. So one thing, just building your network in your backyard, I would say, and co-wholesaling. What do you say?
Well, yeah. Since he already has that list to cold call, then you can also text message. Text message, you're going to get a lot better response rate. As you see here on the screen, if you do a YouTube search for text to flip, you'll see a video where I explain how to set it all up or whatever. You get a much better response rate. It'll take away some of the fear of talking to people when they're not. Well, you know how cold calling can go. You get hung up on people not answering. How did you get my phone number? F off. You'll still get some of that with text messaging. Matter of fact, you'll still get a lot of that. But number one, you'll get more responses. It's a lot easier to read that than to hear it. For me, it is anyway. And then you don't even have to respond to it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So that automatically puts them on the DNC list or whatever. So, but once you watch that video, it'll make a lot more sense. So I would use that same list that you've been cold calling and start doing a text campaign.
All right. And it's Keith on Instagram. That seems to answer your question as well. Do you actually get deals from text blasting?
Well, but not text blasting. You know, that is a proper way of doing it. Watch the video and you'll see what I mean.
All right. Gotcha. DM Reeves, you're right. He says, this has got to be the quietest person I've ever heard eating some Fritos. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, Tom.
Yeah. You do it. You put them in your mouth.
Oh,
you sort of soak
you make it soft. Make it soft.
You don't chew them. You sort of soak them down. They like got them. No more, man.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for the tutorial on eating Fritos. Brought to you live by Tide Flipman. Yes. Okay. All right, Shaq Smith. Shaq, I see you from Westside Detroit. Thank you for joining us. Big Boy says that his first deal seems like it's going to be a small commercial unit, but he doesn't know how to run comps on a commercial unit to make an offer if the unit is netting zero and vacant. So isn't commercial kind of the same, but also kind of different?
Absolutely. It's multiple ways to get to a commercial. It's multiple ways to get to a commercial value. It's similar, but you can take the cap rate way, finding other comps that's similar, which I think is one of the hardest because commercial is so unique. So I think taking the cap rate approach would probably be one of the best approach to kind of evaluating a commercial property, a retail.
Yeah, he didn't identify what type of commercial property. Is it retail? Yeah. Is it office space? Is it multifamily? Mm-hmm. All that factors in. So.
TJ the Real Wants to know, is it possible to become a millionaire from wholesaling?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, get out there and hustle, hustle, hustle. Let's see here.
See, what you have to realize is, just from wholesaling you can, but it allows you, it's a gateway into all types of real estate. Right. And so the one thing it teaches you is how to find great real estate deals. If you can consistently find great real estate deals, you don't ever have to be broke, period. Whether that's houses, commercial, whatever. If you can consistently do that, you know, people, they're just dying to buy from you if they're great deals. That's plenty of stuff for sale, but is it a great deal? There's a difference, a significant difference. So, yes, to answer the question.
All right, there you have it. Cluster Price has an interesting question. He wants to know, can your JV partner also be the cash buyer?
Well,
Would they really be both though? Like, what are they bringing? I guess they're bringing the cash buyer to the table. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, your JV partner can bring the cash buyer to the table.
and they be the cash buyer.
no, he said they're the cash buyer. So technically, no.
So they're going to negotiate you down.
Well, let's say if you all are he's going to allow you to wholesale him. He's going to pay you a fee, and then he's going to renovate it, and then pay you something else. I guess so. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we're not understanding. Pose that question a different way.
Right, word that different.
Okay, so if you heard that cluster, go ahead and ask that question. Maybe we're not following you.
Who is your JV partner? Who are you referencing?
Okay, so Derek Miller is in the DMV area, and a lot of people aren't doing their due diligence on contracts. Is there another way to get around it?
Aren't doing your due diligence. So you're dealing with people who would not allow you any due diligence periods, like any days for your due diligence, is what you're saying?
We'll go with that. We'll answer the question as if that was the issue.
You have to be dealing with some other wholesalers or something. You know, like a real true seller, even if you're getting properties, you know, and having an agent, they always allow a due diligence. Now, the only time I'm not allowed a due diligence, I'm dealing with another wholesaler and they contract have about 5-6 days on it, and they can't even afford a due diligence, you know, so they're looking for someone who just come in and buy. So a lot of other wholesalers would push you in this corner and try to make you buy without doing your due diligence, which is just weird because they ain't gonna buy it. But they don't want you to do your proper due diligence. But at the same time, they are tight on their contract, so they're forcing you to be aligned with their tight contract. But outside of that, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, when you say everybody, who? I mean, are not allowing you to do
your deals? You know, that's the question. Where are these deals coming from?
Yeah.
Are you talking to actual owners, or like she said, are you talking to wholesalers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Glenn wants to know, can you wholesale a lease option to buy? Mm-hmm. So you would technically be wholesaling the terms that you've agreed on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And in doing exactly what you're saying, you wholesaling the terms.
All right. So going back to the question of, can your JV partner also be your cash buyer? And I think we kind of decided maybe not at the same time. At some point, they're either your cash buyer, and at some point, they're JV. But he clarified that he met a guy with deep pockets who deals with money, who would put the money up, but we would do a 50-50 split on the pros on certain deals.
Still ain't making sense. What is you all's end game?
Why would I give you 50 and I brought the money? I don't know. So
well, that's possible. What are you bringing to the table? I guess is why would he do that? Are you all about to create a rental portfolio and or buy, fix, and flip? You know, what's the end game when the property is purchased? That's not making sense. So again, got to be a little bit more clear on that.
Right. Yeah.
What's the end game? If you all are trying to wholesale, you don't need his money.
No.
Unless he just wants to buy the properties from you. Whatever he does with them after is fine, or whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So PD says, hi, I'm working on a few properties that are vacant and very distressed. I've done batch skip trace, fast people search, went to the county and neighbors who do not want to cooperate. So I guess I don't see the end question to this, PD, but I guess trying to figure out after all of that, what else is left for him to do to find the property owners?
Did you skip trace?
Yes, he said I've done batch skip trace, fast people search, went to the county and neighbors who don't want to cooperate. So if you've done that, what options are left to find the owners?
Did you give the neighbors an incentive to pass your number along?
PD, you can respond to that.
And he said that he went to the property records, but was the address different?
Okay, PD, that's another question. What happened when he went to the county? Was the information inaccurate, I guess?
Or what I'm saying is, you know, there's always a mailing address on every property record. So sometimes that mailing address could be different from the actual home. And then, you know, to me, that indicates, you know, it indicates a landlord, in my opinion, someone who do not live in that particular property.
Okay, so he hasn't actually responded just yet, but I will circle back to that.
Try another skip tracing service. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everybody can be really skip tracing. Unless you're dealing with a trust, you know, a LLC or a business entity, and where you're going to find the people behind it. But I just feel like if you're dealing with the right skip tracing software, everyone can probably skip trace. You may have to just find another software with more accurate information.
Okay. Ty, anything on that?
He sort of needs to give us a little bit more feedback on it, but
gotcha.
Yeah, they can be skip traced. You may have to pay more for it.
Gotcha.
Service I'm affiliated with, you know, those are the basic skip trace level, but you know, some people are harder to find. But there are some services out there you can pay a little more. So they'll get you some contact there.
Call their relatives. I mean, every skip tracing service have their relatives there. Go down that line.
Okay. He did respond that no, not really. They came off with the attitude, and the county doesn't have any idea.
Well, the county is only going to have a name and a mailing address. You know, you shouldn't expect no more than that.
Yeah.
You know, so a name and where the tax bill is going to. That's it. Did you mail?
Was the mailing address the same as the home?
Yeah, if the mailing address is the same, that's can be a minor roadblock. But if they're different, did you send them something in the mail?
Okay.
If you do from a single, and don't fall in love with a property either. Don't spend a lot of time on it.
It's a numbers game.
You know what I'm saying? So you can if the mailing address is different than the property address, just send it to them FedEx or UPS to increase your chances of your message being read and not ending up in the trash. Well, it might still end in the trash, just increase your chance.
Okay, so the next question is going to be in regards to comping properties. Jamel says, can I comp a house with vinyl with a brick house if they're the same square footage? So does the exterior of the home matter when you're comparing properties?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. I would think so. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to find a home with siding, and you want to comp brick homes with brick homes. Now, if it's one of those scenarios where the front side is brick and all the other three sides are siding, then you know that could be a comp. But if you're talking about a four-sided brick home, comping a four-sided with just siding, a home with siding, I think that's, that I don't think it's apples to apples. What do you think, Ty?
Just make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? If that's the only option that you have, that maybe every house is a brick house, but yours is a sound. You just make an adjustment. You're going to probably assume that your house is going to be worth less, assuming that everything else is some in line. 5, 10 grand, or whatever. Should be a good adjustment. It's just a ballpark. You're not going to have an exact number. You're just looking for a ballpark number.
Okay, so Far Away 777 says, I've done a few deals and I have about $10,000. I'm solo, but want to hire a VA to increase deal flow. Any advice on hiring a VA for the first time? And I know some people in here mentioned Fiverr in the comments, but where could you possibly find a VA if that's the route you wanted to go?
That's what I would suggest. So.
Fiverr. Okay. I would say Fiverr. Fiverr has some really good services for, inexpensive. Yeah.
Okay.
Our family members. I mean, I think it's easy to find someone on Fiverr than to ask some family members.
Mm-hmm.
But right.
All right. Well, there you have it. Fiverr is a good resource to use for VAs and pretty much anything dealing with your digital media, whether it's your websites or logos or anything like that. Fiverr, I would do some research on that. Going to our next question is from Cole and wants to know, can you and how do you wholesale foreclosed homes?
So foreclosed homes, I mean, there's a way, kind of. You cannot necessarily wholesale it. I mean, you can't assign it. If you're dealing with a foreclosure, you will have to do a double closing, and it's still up to that the lender who's controlling that property if they're going to allow the double closing, because they know that or if they're even going to allow that double closing too. So it's totally up to the lender or whoever who's managing that property, if they will be okay with allowing you to do your double closing or sign your contract. But technically you would just double close the property. Double close that transaction.
Yeah,
so it looks like you're actually closing on the file with the lender.
Yeah, in some form of fashion, you're gonna have to buy it first. So it really sort of wipes out the traditional wholesale. I guess transactional funding could be used in that situation, because the difference is, whereas you're dealing with just a regular person, the lender controls a lot of the deal or whatever. So they like to try to choose where you're gonna close at. They're gonna review the HUD. You know what I'm saying? They gotta approve the HUD. They got to approve it. You know what I'm saying? So it's more difficult or whatever. And then you got to have the right type of buyer for that, because it's not like you found a secret. I know when people hear the word foreclosure, they think they're the only one that knows about it. No, those are the most advertised properties, period, or whatever. And your buyers are already, in most cases, have already been bombarded with those same properties. You're not the only one that sees it or whatever. So again, you have to have the right type of buyer for those too, because you're not finding something they didn't already know about.
Okay, so Yvette says, good evening. I have someone that has a house that has a loan of $80,000 and a mechanic's lien on it. Can I wholesale the property? Second question, who takes care of the lien? So the first portion of it is if the numbers make sense. So if it's $80,000 in a mechanic's lien, this house, ARV is going to have to be 150 plus with no repairs or very minimal repairs, possibly, right? And then who takes care of the lien is in your contract. The seller does, minus any unpaid taxes or liens. Unless you negotiate something else different, that's coming out of their money. Is that right, Renikia?
Absolutely. I mean, technically the seller should be taking care of their lien as they lien. However, some sellers get to the closing table and say, hey, I don't have the money to take care of that. So if you want it, you have to take care of that or help me take care of that. So it can get to the closing table, get negotiable. But technically you want the seller to pay for his lien. And the seller should let you know that prior to getting to that closing table, if he had that lien, so you all can figure out if you're going to add that to the purchase price, add it in somewhere. Do the numbers make sense? With the lien, paying off the lien, does the number make sense anymore? So you got to work those numbers. So you understand you can have a deal with paying off that lien. If the seller chooses that he don't want to pay the lien, it becomes negotiable at that point.
Oh yeah, I agree. I concur.
You concur. You concur. All right. Ralph Pina wants to know, what is the best method for dispo, having a VIP buyer, a repeat customer, or to blast it out and take the highest and the best? Please tell me your method. So I guess to dispose of a property once you have it, do you have a VIP buyer in your pocket, which is also probably the repeat customer, or do you blast it out and then just cross your fingers and take the highest and the best? What's the methods? I would say all. They're all methods that you're going to use, right?
Yeah, definitely. They're all good methods. I mean, sometimes you get that buyer who you know is going to buy. There's no need for me to play around with all these other people. I know my buyer is ready to go. He's ready to close in a week, and I can get to the closing table. So sometimes you make those decisions if you want to give it to everybody or you want to give it to your elite or your elite VIP buyer, and you should make them special. They VIP for a reason. So you give them the first 24 hours. Hey, you see it 24 hours, tomorrow I'm blasting it to my list. And trust me, if they understand that, they will jump on it that day if they really want it. If not, that gives you the ability to send it out to the rest of your list.
Oh yeah, I concur.
Oh my gosh, is that going to be it for tonight?
You answered, then she answered.
I know. Ralph follows up with the response you just gave, Renee. When do you make that decision? How do you know whether you're going to stick with the buyer that's in the back pocket or whether you're going to put it out there?
Well, I'll answer this one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it ain't. You're overthinking it, my man. If you already know somebody that can close fast in that area, just call them. You ain't got to blast it out. That's the purpose of having a list. You got 2 or 3 guys you're gonna just call just off the top because you know they like that area. Price range saying about right. Just call them. You're overthinking it, my man. Just you call them. They not interested. Then blast it out.
That's it.
That's it.
You know your buyer's criteria. Yeah. Most buyers don't buy all over the place. They have their zip codes. They know their square feet. They know their bedrooms and bath. I mean, most buyers have a very cookie cutter buying process. So you know your buyer's criteria.
All right. So nobody's joined us. You still have the opportunity to go to flippinar.com to ask your questions live. That's FLIPPINAR, flippinar.com, where you can come on, ask your questions yourself. That way you can answer quickly or respond to any holes that might be in your questions that we're not really understanding and all of that good stuff. So someone on, I think this is Instagram, wants you to explain what cap rate is. What does it mean? Now, I don't think that's something we probably really want to get too deep off into, but just on the surface, what does it mean?
It's short for capitalization rate, and it's used in analyzing commercial real estate and a lot of. I guess it could be done for residential, but normally with commercial, it's just the simplest way of looking at it is that if you put a CD in the bank, they give you 1% interest for it annually. You know what I'm saying? So commercial real estate, you might get 8% annually. That's the capitalization rate. That's the simple way. What do you earn on your investment annually? That's a simple way of looking at it. Just look at it as the interest rate that you earn on your money for your investment.
All right, 47 properties. I do see you in my queue, but I do not see you as in your face. So as soon as you activate your camera or your video, I will bring you on with us. So glad you opted to go to flippinar.com. Now, as a beginner wholesaler, oh my gosh, they've been asking you this for a year plus, Ty.
What?
You still ain't done it. Get it done this week. Okay, so as a beginner, I would like for you, Mr. Flip Man, to define all of the wholesaling terms or phrase words like ARV, skip trace, dispo, driving for dollars, and so many more. We're going to get you a dictionary, guys, a wholesaling dictionary.
That could be some good short 10-minute videos or whatever. So,
yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So.
That's some content. Okay, you going to help us out? Yeah.
I got to get my mind right.
That's it. You know what? I got you. Yep. ARV, after repair value.
Wow.
Skip trace, method to finding owners to properties that have been abandoned or vacant that you have difficulties using the county's or online systems.
Oh, you want to do it right now?
Dispose of the properties. Driving for dollars, simply as it says.
I thought you meant like do videos on it.
Hey,
go ahead.
You're driving for money to make. You're using your vehicle or possibly your work vehicle to drive around, write down the address of vacant, abandoned, or rental properties or for sale by owner properties so that you can then turn around and turn it into dollars. So you're driving for dollars and so many more. There's so many more. You put them up there. Google is your friend, but it doesn't really relate it to wholesaling all the times, Muhammad. I do see you in there, but we're going to get that. And it's mentioned in many of Ty's videos, I know. But yeah, this will be some good content for later. Cole, thank you. We'll get it done for you. Man. Okay, 47. Still don't see your video down there. You came on and then you disappeared. Come on back and you can join us live. So the next question is going to be, would you pay $225 for a county probate list or would you find runners to go to the courthouse to get the records for you?
Oh, baby.
I think the list would be cheaper than
free. But the list is free. The list is public records.
Some of them charge, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you're at.
Oh, okay. Then we got to be it on here.
Everybody county that bread, man.
And it's public record. You got to go down to the county to get it. But you just, I don't know.
Runners. That's interesting. I think he's ready to go.
All right, 47 properties. You're ready. I'm bringing you on.
Order when you're ready.
Boom. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, really?
I don't want to be on camera.
Oh, really? You done made it switch.
It's not a radio show.
I got you.
This is not Clubhouse.
I just wanted to ask a question in the chat.
The question was, is it likely to get a deal with solely text messages? I'm doing it virtually, so it's not possible for me to get bandit signs out right now.
She said what now?
Is it likely to get a deal with solely text messages because she's doing this virtually?
Of course.
And it's not possible for her to get bandit signs out right now.
Yes, ma'am.
There you have it. That work out for you?
Yes, thank you.
No follow up to it?
No, not right now.
Okay, thank you, love. You have a good night.
Thank you for joining us.
Y'all was not supposed to get sis girl on camera and her bonnet.
I see.
No. I love it. Okay. So this is from Air Flip Properties, LLC, Kimberly Hannibal. Okay, all the information right there.
That's
I see you.
Okay.
I just recently came across a property that has a life lease. I researched it, but what is the best way to approach this? What's a life lease? Like they can never sell it?
Like a land lease?
Oh, here we go. Google. Let's see here.
Define what a life lease is.
Land lease is 99-year land lease. I don't know. I never heard of a life lease.
Don't be like you ask a lot of agents and title companies and attorneys. That's illegal. No, I'm gonna Google and see what they talking about.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so a life lease property or a form of housing that carries a unique set of features having some aspects of regular home ownership, as well as some, this is crazy, this ain't gonna tell me what I want, as well as some aspects of rental properties. Life lease communities are growing ever popular among seniors because of the amenities that they offer. However, they don't necessarily have to be senior communities. So it's just these neighborhoods that are new housing, but they're just leasing until, you know.
Sounds like owner financing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
What it sounds like.
Yeah.
Maybe a longer term lease option or something. I don't know. Whoever posted the question, maybe you could explain it to us.
So
in layman.
Right. Another definition says a lifetime
teach us something today.
A lifetime lease is a legally binding agreement that lets a person live in a property they purchase free of rent, mortgage, or interest payments for the rest of their life.
Oh, that sounds like
a reverse mortgage.
Reverse mortgage, exactly. That sounds like a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
But what scenario you found that in, though? What is the scenario? What is the house?
Yeah, she did add on to it and said normally it has something to do with the family member taking over or staying in the property after the first owner dies. In a situation like that is kind of crazy. First time I've heard of it. So I guess. Okay. So grandma died, and somewhere in there she said that they can never kick you out of the property. You can always stay in it. Somebody else owns it, but you can never be kicked out. So I can sell it, but it's like a permanent tenant. But why would I buy it if it's a permanent tenant that doesn't have to pay anything? You see what I'm saying? Like you get to live in there for free.
Right.
I don't want it. Y'all can keep it. I can't make a positive cash flow out of this property. What it sounds to me.
Right.
So you're gonna have to educate us on that, Air Flip, and tell us the details on or how you're negotiating that property, or you know, if we're accurate in our thinking of how this life lease program works. Byron also wants to know, have you guys found success from Google PPC or Facebook ads? If so, which one do you think would work best in the year 2021?
Well, yeah, I do both currently. For me right now, the Facebook ads are generating more leads. But they're generating more leads, but the Google ads tend to be more quality because someone has actually sat down and said, buy my house fast or sell my house fast or whatever, versus with a Facebook ad, it's basically just like putting a bandit sign online or whatever. So a lot of times people just tire kicking more so or whatever. So it's just a different mentality. Like I said, get more leads from the Facebook, maybe because I'm spending more money on it, but it's just different, you know. So both work though, but they're very, very expensive to do.
Okay. Ernest Polo on TikTok. Yes, we are. We absolutely are asking questions from TikTok and answering them too.
We show is.
Show is. There you have it. So Cruz Jr. says, first time here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Cruz.
Yes, sir.
As a beginning for the first time, what can I do to start off to flip my first house? And pairing that with the question from Richardson, Shauna, who says, my son and I are interested in getting into real estate. What's the best way to start? So not necessarily, her question wasn't necessarily specific to wholesaling. Cruz's was. So let's bundle them up together. We want to start wholesaling. This is our footstep into real estate. Where do we begin? I say with the 500 plus videos that Ty's made available to you on YouTube, joining us every Thursday for a live Q&A format, and making sure you like, subscribe to all the content that Ty uploads every day. But if that doesn't work, what else we gonna do?
I mean, I think that's just the foundation. I mean, you got to learn what it is they're trying to do before you do it. So I think the first foundation is just education, and taking, and not just educating, but applying. So if you start watching Ty's video and you learn about driving for dollars, next day go drive for dollars. Go apply what you have just learned. So education with application.
as you are learning these principles, begin to apply those principles. But I think that you know, the more that you understand what it is that we're doing, the contracts, finding the properties, the valuation, the more that you understand, just the more confident that you're going to be in your walk when you're talking with sellers, when you're out in the you know, driving for dollars and things of that nature. So I think education and application, applying it.
Action. Here we go. Now, the only thing, a lot of times, like they may see the driving for dollars video first. You know what I'm saying? So they go out and drive for dollars, then they say, well, what I do now? I talk to this seller, and you might want to just watch a few more videos. Oh, you did. Yeah. So a lot of times people reach out to me, whatever format or whatever, and don't think that that I'm putting you off or whatever if I refer you back to the videos, but I could just tell from your question, you watched maybe a couple of videos and it sounded good and you took action, which I'm going to always applaud. But the worst thing you can do is take action and you don't have any idea what you're doing, because then you'll say, because it's probably not going to end up where you're going to make any money, you'll say it doesn't work. No, it works. You didn't properly prepare yourself for it to work by educating yourself on every aspect of it or whatever, because you may have this house across the street that's vacant for you. Okay, so now your eyes are open, but because your eyes are open doesn't mean you have the knowledge and the skills to turn that into a possible opportunity or whatever. So more than likely that house a month or 2 months from now probably still vacant. So educate yourself, right? And even if it's not, you know, it at least inspired you to take the step to educate yourself, so you will know what to do. That's what you do. Educate yourself on all that free content that I give away. I don't know about anyone else or whatever. And you'll know what to do. Not saying you won't still have questions. You post them in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos. I answer those on a daily basis or whatever. But it just starts there. I'm not, you know, again, not being smart or anything. That's where it starts. Just taking advantage of the education and taking action, and just understand it doesn't have to be perfect for you to make money. Mistakes are going to happen. It's okay. That's one of the great things about it. Making a mistake in this business normally just is in some form of embarrassment more than actually costing you money, right? Most businesses, if you make a mistake, 2-3 mistakes, it might put you out of business. This is not one of those or whatever. So educate yourself and apply that education by taking action. It all boils down to how effective are you at generating daily leads. That's all this business boils down to. If you're going to do an effective job of generating daily leads, you'll stumble into deals. Not that this is your goal to stumble into deals, but I'm just saying it's just going to happen. The numbers will take over.
All right. So we have a question here. No on one wants to know, where do I get the contracts? You can go to dealyoulater.com. That one-page contract that Ty's been using is available there. It is available in a digital format where you can plug and chug the information and email, print, or whatever you need to do with it there. Ideally,
what they need to do is YouTube search Flipman 2021 contract. In that video, it'll show you how to fill it out for sellers and cash buyers, but also how to get it signed quickly through just clicks or whatever. So, and then obviously it's going to tell you how to access it for free. So YouTube search Flipman 2021 contract, and that video will send you in the right direction.
All right. And G5 Boy wants to know, do you do mentorship? You can also visit dealyoulater.com.
Nope. Flipman.net.
Oh, Flipman.net.
Just tap the Flipman logo with the guy holding the cash, and it'll take you over to that page.
Bam, there you have it. Renikia, Wesley Smith has a question for you. He wants to know, if I already own a property, which it is a 4-unit building, would I need to bring money to the table if your company finances the rehab? What? Really?
Good question.
Is that a company that can finance the rehab?
Yes.
I'll talk a little bit about that and answer Wesley's question for us.
Awesome. Thank you, Wesley Smith. I think you got a great situation. You already own the property. Now, as far as bringing any money as down payment, absolutely not. You will always have closing costs, attorney fees, lender points and things of that nature to close on that loan. But your down payment you want, depending on the value of your fourplex, we can almost give you cash at the closing table while where we're cashing out some of that equity if you own that property free and clear, depending on the value of that property currently. So no, I mean yes, it's just your closing costs if you're just looking for a rehab home.
Okay, so for those that don't know, how do they get in contact with you, and what are the services other than finances, or finances? What type of financing does your company offer?
Absolutely. So most importantly, guys, our goal is to make finding the money simple. Creative financing. I mean, at some point in time when you're scaling your business, you're trying to, build your portfolio, you need creative financing. You need creative financing options. So we have unsecured credit where we can leverage your credit to help you offset some of those expenses. And we also have, if you're ready to do your first fix and flip, or you're ready to do your 10th fix and flip, if you already own your property and you want rehab money, if you're looking to build portfolios and you would like to get residual income and begin to get that cash flow, we have true 30-year loans, just like a mortgage if you walk into the bank, so you can build your rental portfolio. And most importantly, you do not need tax returns, bank statements, income verification, nor pay stubs to qualify for them.
All right. So there you have it, guys. Right there on the screen, fundmynextdeal.com. Renicia Williams is available across all social media platforms. And yes, Wesley Smith, I do agree. Renicia is the GOAT at financing and keeping you on your toes and getting you to the next level of building generational wealth with real estate. Okay. I agree. So we're getting close to close now, but I have two really good questions that I want to ask. First, Ty, one is for you. It's from Sharita, and she wants to know, is there a physical book for your wholesaling book, or is this just an ebook option?
Ebook.
Okay, so it is only just an ebook option.
Immediate download.
Yeah, immediate download, guys. If anyone wants to get that ebook for wholesaling from Ty, it is available to you where?
We just sent out a promotion. That's probably what she responded to.
Gotcha. So it's about that time of year, Rennie. It's March. Some checks dropping. Got some money Monday, Wednesday. I think it's a drop on Friday. On I think they just approved a $1,400
Watch out, Foot Locker.
Steamy bill. And then Biden trying to give another $3,000 for if you're a parent. Oh, money flowing in. Okay.
Money flowing in.
Money flowing in. Okay. Leroy Jones says, I just received my income taxes.
Yeah.
And it's
okay.
To start.
Most definitely.
And also, what marketing strategies would you recommend? So we're going to say, Rennie, listen to me. We're going to say, bump, you got 3 kids and yourself, and you got $5,600. We said take $1,000, just $1,000, $1,000. What am I going to do with the $1,000 to get me started on this wholesaling journey? I got the money. I can start tomorrow. What do I do?
Okay. I'll say mine. I know Ty got a whole plan for this $1,000, but I'll say mine. But most importantly, I'll buy bandit signs. But most importantly, I get the Deal You Later software, aka Pop Stream, because I just, that software is amazing. I don't think you all understand the power of that software. That software should be the nuclear of your wholesale business. You're able to find everything, skip trades, get lists and everything, and buy lists and do your text blast. That's what I would do.
All right, Ty.
I concur.
No, that's too easy. That's way too easy.
I got a plan.
Wow. Okay. So what I heard there, guys, was bandit signs. You can go to Dirt Cheap Signs, look online, and then give them a call, mention Ty's name. You can get you a discount on those signs there. What I also heard was dealulator.com, aka PropStream. That's Ty's affiliate program. It is a monthly subscription service for that, but you do get a 5-day free trial to utilize that service. A lot of you talk about skip tracing. A lot of you talk about comps. A lot of you talk about what do I do with these lists that I have. Go there. Then you have skip2flip.com, which also makes skip tracing easy. You can go there and watch the video on how to utilize the service first. So before you do the 5-day trial, watch the video on how to utilize the service first. If you go to Mail to Flip first, watch the video on how to utilize the service first, because it's pointless in you putting out this money for this monthly subscription and then you don't know what to do with it. And then it just sits there and then you have done nothing with it. And then you're like, dang, man, I wasted that money. That's on you. Okay. Because it's only a tool. It's only a tool. If you don't use it, then you can't build anything. We can give you the hammer and the nails, but until you get outside and put in that mud work, there's no house built. Okay. So a lot of you do have that money coming in. Good deal. Take care of what you need.
Stay out of Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Right.
I go on Foot Locker. Oh, that's a new joke. But anyway.
I think they do it around this time.
Well, they're dropping you around. It's like it's something.
They make sure they drop around this time.
Yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, you're right. Watch the videos, which are free to you. 500 plus videos on YouTube. Watch the uploaded content that Ty has on Instagram, well, across all social media platforms every day. Join the Facebook group, Wholesaling Real Estate with Ty the Flip Man. Join your local REIA groups. Okay, other wholesalers in your area. You see signs up, that means bandit signs obviously work in your area, or either they stay up long enough in your area. Call those signs, ask to partner with those. Those are your JV deals. Those are your JV partners that you're asking, where do I find somebody? That's it. And then put in the work, consistently educating yourself, and educating yourself consistently is the way this business works. Okay, all of this out there for free. And then if you need somebody to hold your hand, hey, ask Flip Man. Excellent man. He got you. There's a mentorship option as well. You can go sign up for that. But again, that's only a tool. I would just say take advantage of all of those resources, right?
Right, exactly. A lot of resources out there for free. Driving for $1 just gas money. Yeah. So you can do a lot with $1,000, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a good budget to start with wholesaling.
All right. So guys, there's quite a few guys of you in this chat room with us, but there's only 2 thumbs up. I need a few more. If y'all would hit that like button. Yep. Like button. And even after the show is over, continue to ask your questions. Ty will answer them every day around noon Central Time. He goes live with the Q&A. Then there's also the comps that he does during the day. So again, just giving himself to you guys and give you this free information that only you can take advantage of. But Rennie, before we close out, any words of encouragement, anything?
It's March Madness.
Hey, stay out of Atlanta.
Nothing to do with All-Star Weekend. It's March Madness. Let's close out the first quarter.
Nah, y'all asking about LLCs, was paying that $250 cover charge. That was it. That was that LLC right there. That was it. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm saying, know your place, know your lane. Right? Anything new upcoming this week to look forward to? Any new videos?
No.
Okay. Wow. Nobody remember your Frito chips anyway.
Hey,
he ain't sharing, y'all. He is not sharing at all. But just a lot of you guys say I'm going to start one day, but make that one day 2 day. And as always, we're here. We'll be here next Thursday, Lord willing, and we'll see you all on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Yeah.